Zero, E3 is about 7 months away. Hey, you know? Aren't you excited? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Why are we talking about E3? We're talking about E3 for one reason, really, and it's just as a curiosity at this point. E3 is coming back, but just announced today, the PC Gamer announced today that they're doing a second PC gaming show this year. It's on November 17th, and it's a 2023 PC gaming show preview. Let's see, and it will be 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on November 17th. Is that a Sunday? That's a Thursday. Okay. That'll be on a Thursday at 1 p.m. That's an odd time. Yeah, that's weird. So they've already announced that some games are being shown. I don't think they've talked about how long the game this thing is going to be. But the fact that they are making a big push and they're doing a second one of these throughout the year is interesting. So Zero, my question really is this, okay? What do you think about PC Gaming Show doing a second show this year? And is this something that maybe the ECA should do as well in the future?
It's a bit interesting to see doing another sort of trade show. I think really the reason I can kind of see them doing a second show is that we recently had NVIDIA reveal the 4000 series cards with the 4090 and the 4080 16 gig and the now recalled 4080 12 gig card. So there was that. And then also you have, as of last week, AMD revealed the new Radeon 7000 series cards with the new 7900 series cards, which I think it's the 7900 XTX, which is the top card, and then the 7800 XT being the second tier cards. So just you have those being recently announced. Which those are kind of the competing cards to match up with the 4090 and the 4080 16 gig. So it'll be interesting to see if there are any further hardware announcements in the next couple weeks. But I think this show is more to kind of highlight maybe some of the gaming peripherals and gaming parts that will be coming out, and then any new games that might be leveraging those technologies. Like I think FSR 3.0 is coming out for the new NVIDIA, the new Radeon cards. And then, of course, you've got the new RTX ray tracing technology coming out on the 4000 series cards. So maybe you've got some games leveraging that technology too. The PC Gamer page that talks about the 2023 preview show also mentions that they'll be showing off Kerbal Space Program 2, a brand new game from League of Geeks, the guys and gals behind Armello, and the reboot of Solium Infernum, Shadows of Doubt, the Great War Western Front, and then a top 5 most wanted games panel of 2023 as selected by PC Gamer. So those are the segments that they'll be doing. So I wouldn't put it past the event to have some sort of highlight of, hey, did you know this game is going to take advantage of AMD's FSR 3.0 technology? Or, hey, look at this game. It runs great on a 4090 from all that ray tracing. Look at these God rays. Oh, geez. Yeah. You're going to be blinded by these God rays or whatever.
Yeah. So you think this is mainly to do with the fact that NVIDIA is pulling out new cards around the same time, and they want to, and I guess NVIDIA is maybe putting money aside for them to put more press into it, so maybe that's why this is going on? You don't think
both NVIDIA and AMD to kind of show off their new graphics cards.
So you don't think this is my thought process was this is PC Gamer, I guess, recognizing that people desire these things more, and if you give more of these type of conferences throughout the year, you can get more views this way. So I think, and this is also timed pretty well because this is, 2 weeks before or 3 or 4 weeks before the Game Awards. So they're doing it at I would say, a good time where I would say people would think this is kind of like an E3 for December, essentially November, December time frame. So I think this is becoming what PC Gamer is trying to, I guess, establish itself as. They're going to be, they probably aren't doing very well with the sales of their magazine. They're probably not getting not a lot of clicks on their site, but by doing this, they can still maintain their business, and they've seen that they've gotten a lot of eyeballs and advertising through the gaming show. So they decided then, okay, then why don't we do a second one? And we'll do it around X time. And they'll get the stuff that maybe the Game Awards won't get, and it'll be PC-centric, and then that's good. I mean, I think this is a business strategy, and I think it's a sound one, too. I think this is a good idea on their part. Because if they look at the metrics and they're seeing that, oh, wow, a lot of people really want to see more of these things, and look at how much that, I don't know, when Nintendo does their stuff, how much clicks they get, or whatever, or Sony State of Play. If they're doing a lot of clicks and they're not even putting advertising in it, we can put advertisements in ours, get a lot of money that way, and that will provide another big business point to us. And I think this is not a bad idea. So much so that I think maybe the ESA with E3 might want to think about this. And they'll still have their trade show for June, where everyone comes to the physical trade show and do their thing. But let's say, I don't know, in like December, or maybe they start hosting the Game Awards. Maybe they do the Game Awards, and they partner with Jeff Keighley and do that, or some reason, or God forbid, they do something similar where they have their own E3 stream for November 2023, and they do a little mini E3 in between the PC Gaming Show and the Game Awards. That's not a bad idea, and it might help with dues too. So, I don't know. I see this as a good business opportunity, and I think more people will want to see this as well. So this might also cut back on some companies doing their own streams if it's successful. But anyway, people like to have announcements condensed into 2 hours or 1 hour or 1 hour and a half or whatever. They like that. They like to be bombarded with advertisements within a certain period of time to get excited. So I see this as a good business opportunity and a very good idea on their part. So I'm all for this, unless this, of course, crashes and burns, which, could be something that happens. It is the PC Gaming Show, of course, so that's a possibility. But yeah, I think this is not a bad idea on their end.
Especially since this will be a bit more of a dedicated PC event. So anyone who's more kind of involved on the PC gaming space will be able to go, hey, this is our event to focus mostly on just games that will be on PC. So your real-time strategy games, your MOBAs and whatevers, and any potential big releases too that are also coming to PC. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past this 2023 preview that there's going to be some big label game there, and be it if they're partnering up with either AMD or Nvidia, you're going to see either FSR 3.0 if it's an AMD sponsored game, or you're going to see RTX, the new RTX technologies being shown off and everything. So I wouldn't put it past either or both Nvidia or AMD to show some of the new technologies that their graphics cards are doing and everything. So
yeah.
Great way to kind of remind people, hey, by the way, we've got new graphics cards. They're coming up for sale soon. So
Yeah.
I also see it kind of being a potentially glorified commercial for both graphic card brands.
Right. No, I can definitely see that too. I just think business-wise, and when it comes to, because, these streams have now become a business within themselves at a certain point. Like, especially with, let's say, the Game Awards and with Opening Night Live and E3, to have more of them is not such a bad thing. You may not get the big three. You may not get Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo, but you can get plenty of smaller studios, or maybe even Ubisoft, if they're not going to do a stream anytime soon, to advertise new things that are coming out on their game. So unless it's proven otherwise, it's not necessary. Why not at this point? Give it a shot and see how it goes. I think this will go well for the PC gaming show, especially since they weren't as cringe as they were in years past. Not as cringe. They're still cringe, but they're not as bad. Thank you for listening to this podcast segment. The Capital Games podcast is done every week, and we post it on all your favorite podcast apps, as well as segments on YouTube. If you want to listen to another segment, you can listen to a new one right there on the screen. We also do a movie podcast called the Capital Games Movie Club. If you'd like, you can go ahead and click on that and see all the movies that we have reviewed from that point. Thank you for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.